System management, you can do an online backup. So you do not have to take the system down. Generally, GemStone systems run 24 hours, 7 days a week. We have some customers that schedule downtime once a year for only a short period of time. And any GemStone server upgrades for the actual GemStone underlying product need to be done in that time. But other than that, the system is very reliable, just stays up, but you can make backups while it's up. Restore, tranlogs, use shared memory, again, system management, configuration. Asynchronous I/O can be used to parallelize writing to disk. So if you have multiple disks, you can be keeping all the disks busy, which improves performance. Hosts can be added or removed. So if you want to run VMs on more hosts than you currently have, you can add them. And no special configuration is needed. You can just add them to a running system. Monitoring, tuning. Now, GemStone, you've heard of LAMP, perhaps? Linux, Apache, MySQL, and Perl, Python, PHP. Well, we have GLASS, GemStone, Linux, Apache, Seaside, Smalltalk. The acronym also works for those who are doing GemStone, Linux, AIDA, Scribo, and Smalltalk. So we don't want to leave out the AIDA people. There's multiple web frameworks in Smalltalk. But you may notice at the bottom of the Smalltalk's 2009 website, there's a little note that says powered by GLASS. So GemStone is being used for the Smalltalk's website. If you'd like to get started, there's a free, no-cost license that's can be 4 gigabytes of data and 1 machine. Otherwise, fully functioning, the production system. It's available as a virtual appliance, fully configured for Linux. So you can download this VMware appliance and use it on the Mac under VMware Fusion or under Windows with VMware Server or other systems. Or you can do a native install on the Mac or Linux. And there's even a Cocoa application that I have that brings up GemStone, starts a database. And if there's any questions, I'd be happy to take them now or later. Is there life outside of GemStone? What's missing from it? Well, yes. Well, one thing is GemStone is a server Smalltalk. And it has a particular niche, not a small niche, but a niche where it makes sense to use it. It's a server, application server, where you run Smalltalk. GemStone does not have a native graphical user interface. And so if you're writing a client-rich application that is to have widgets that are presented on the screen on a Windows machine, then you'll need a client Smalltalk to do that. GemStone can handle the data, the application server, but doesn't present a user interface. For that, you will need a client Smalltalk. But if you're going to a web server, then you can generate web pages straight inside Smalltalk, inside GemStone Smalltalk. Beyond that, the class library. You'll find different dialects of Smalltalks have different class libraries that are either vendor provided or add-ons. So if you go to the Syncom store repository, you'll see a great number of add-on libraries for SYNCOM Smalltalk that you can load using store into SYNCOM Smalltalk. If you go to Squeak source, you'll find a number of Squeak libraries that can be loaded into Squeak, possibly Pharaoh, probably Pharaoh also. GemStone supports Monticello as an external file format for code sharing, and so you can try loading from Squeak source into GemStone, but you will find the class libraries may have differences, and there'll be some porting work.
My question was, what is missing?
Well, there's always things missing. I mean, I think Stefan this morning gave a wish list. On the other hand, actually, I think some of those things, security, partitioning, namespaces, multi-machine, multi-VM, multi-core CPU, a lot of that is there with GemStone. But there's always performance, scaling, more class libraries to be added. There's always more, but this is a lot. I guess maybe what's missing is a question for our customers and users. But Seaside is something that is available and in use. We're working on a port of, we're participating in the Seaside 3.0. We have alpha versions and beta will be out soon. Monticello, Metacello is on top of Monticello and a source code management system. People are using it, finding it useful. Some connection. Oh, reporting tools. Yes, okay. This is a weakness in object systems where you have dynamic typing. Because we have dynamic typing, which we know and love, we can't do static-based queries. So there are limitations in that. On the other hand, if you're willing, just because you have a dynamic system doesn't mean you have to be dynamic. If you're willing to constrain your collections to particular objects, and if those objects are constrained to have instance variables of particular types, then you can. You can do queries. And actually, I have a prototype and have done a demonstration, a proof of concept, of using ODBC and the ODBC type tools to access a GemStone repository and do queries against GemStone with ODBC. Okay, and again, quite willing to discuss more later.